What's up, friends? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Out running some errands and stuff. Had to get some more packing peanuts. Packing peanuts. Usually, I order them from Uline, and I get a big bag sent to me. But I'm short right now, and so it'll usually take, because they're coming out of Pennsylvania. Um, if I order today, it usually won't get here till tomorrow or the next day. And I got some stuff that's got to go out now. So I try to do things frugal. Last time I went to Staples, you got a coupon that said $10 off your next $20 purchase. Okay, the peanuts are more expensive here, but here's the thing. Each one of these bags are $6.50, right? $6.50? Okay, so you go through, I got 4 bags, which ended up being um, $28. $28, okay. Take away the 10, ends up being $18. Actually a good price. Saved a little bit of money to help with the cost of sending this stuff out. But anyway, you don't need to understand how to try and save a few dollars here and there. Sitting here with the Dallas Cowboys season, it's hard to win a Super Bowl. Out of 32 teams, only one team a year will win. There's only been 55 winners, and a lot of those have been repeat ones. I mean, we got 5 of those. And so, as much as we say Cowboys suck because they haven't been back there in 26 years, you got to understand that, it's hard. It's really hard to win one. And sometimes the difference between winning and losing a game is so minor. And this is where you look at it and say, do we have the right coach? And people will look and say, well, Mike McCarthy, he only won one when he had Aaron Rodgers. But the truth of the matter is, it's not like Aaron Rodgers is winning one every year in his career. He's only won one. And we say Aaron Rodgers, and you saw him last night, doing Aaron Rodgers-like things. As good as he is, he's only won one. You look at Russell Wilson, as good as he is, he's only won one. There's only Tom Brady is the only one that's really this multiple one that just seems to win it no matter what. And I swear he sold his soul to the devil. But you also have to look at it and say he also had one of the greatest coaches in the history of football in Bill Belichick. He also had great defenses everywhere along the way. As much as we look at Tom Brady and say he is great, he's never had worse than the 8th rated defense winning Super Bowls. And so the difference of winning a game can literally be, you could go down usually to about 3 plays in any game and say that they decided a game, even in blowouts, because sometimes it ends up being you get a crazy play that all of a sudden just changes the momentum to the other team. I can think about a game against, I want to say the Rams, where we had the kick returner. We drafted him wide receiver, I think in the 3rd round. God, I can't think of his name, and he went to Pittsburgh. But we were playing great in this game. We were on the verge of blowing out the Rams. And he fumbled the punt deep in our territory late in the 2nd quarter. And when he did, the Rams got the ball, got an easy score. And all of a sudden, that was the change, that was the momentum changer, because they got that easy score. They got the ball to start the second half. We literally did not have the ball for, so much time that our defense got wore out. Game goes away. And in looking at this game, going to the season, a lot of people said Mike McCarthy is on the hot seat because, of course, this is the 2nd year. This is the Dallas Cowboys. And if he doesn't succeed because we have so much talent, that he would be the guy to go. So he is, of course, under the microscope. Whether that's true or not, thinking of how much time Jason Garrett and how many opportunities that he got, that now all of a sudden we're going to be quick with the trigger. We've literally gone through both spectrums with the Cowboys. Jimmy Johnson wins 2 Super Bowls, he loses his job. Jason Garrett wins 2 playoff games, he's on for 10 years. I don't even know what to think on it anymore. But in looking at this, it's a good thing that we did end up pulling out that game in San Diego. Against the Chargers, not in San Diego, in LA. It's still, I'm sorry, It's just one of those things. It's always going to be stuck in my head because they should be the San Diego Chargers. So, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We had two things that could have killed us in that game. One was the punt block. And this is where I think Bones Fossil, Mr., talking about his gonads, is actually on the hot seat, because you think about going back to last year where he seems to have complete latitude on what the special teams are doing. Complete latitude in what they're doing. You'll remember going against the Washington football team, we did a fake punt on our 21-yard line when we still actually had a chance to be in the game. And I understand that maybe they were thinking that, our defense is bad, we just don't want to give it to them. But fake punt on your 21-yard line. That's one of those things that if you don't make it, you are screwed, and that's exactly what happened right there. So then we go through, and here it is, fourth down and 20. We're about to get the ball back, and we have a punt block. Now, you can say that maybe that's the right place on the field analytically, but when you looked at it, we messed up. We ended up running into the kicker. We gave them another opportunity. We're fortunate that it didn't come back to bite us in the ass. And you look at that and say, guys, I understand you want to be risky. The thing that really bothers me is his response to it. When you literally say that the Cowboy fans want us to be aggressive, so we want to give them what they want. Dude, you know how many Cowboy fans have wanted to fire you from last year? So if you're saying we're going to give them what they want, that's your ass. And if you are coaching to appease the masses, to me that reminds me of the Roman Colosseum, where basically they would say, thumbs up or thumbs down. You decide if this person's going to live or die. You can't coach a football team that way. And it may be that if the season goes awry, he's the first one. He is the sacrificial lamb. Because quite frankly, what really killed me was clock management at the end of the game. It reminded me of being in Washington at the FedEx Field, where this is a game that Dak Prescott got blamed because it was, he got hit in the end zone, fumbled the football. But we were leading on a drive going down the field to get into game-tying territory. And in a minute and a half, we only ran 2 plays. We could have tried to get the ball closer for an easier field goal, but they said, no, we're going to settle for a long one. Unfortunately, we got a bad call from the referee who said the center was actually moving the football, and it ended up being they moved us 5 yards back. We missed the field goal. We lose the game. And that's clearly one of those situations where clock management really messed us up. Enter the game this past week. We had timeouts, we had a timeout. We moved the ball down the field, and we ended up trying a 56-yard field goal, but we wasted about 40 seconds of time that we could have run a couple more plays just to be sure that we were in better field goal range. Because here's where you start saying, I was just literally about to go crazy. Here it is, you've left no time on the clock in case it's a bad snap, that you can try and rerun it. And you haven't tried to get a little bit closer because your kicker missed an extra point the week before and 2 field goals. You now turn around and say, we've got all the confidence in the world that he's going to make a 56-yarder. Hello? Why not try and make it a 40-yarder? Why not try and make a 30-yarder? Hell, you never know. You might have beat him on a touchdown. And so that's where you look at this clock management. If he misses that, all of a sudden you now look at Mike McCarthy and say, dude, you should be on the hot seat for making that call. But, just because we have the outcome, you still got to look at that side eye and say, guys, in the future, we cannot make these mistakes because the difference between winning and losing is so small. And fortunately, for once, we were on the right side of one of these, situations. But very easily could have been, they go down the field, score a touchdown on that block punt, or fake block punt that we didn't with the penalty. They got 15 yards and a first down on 4th and 20. Very easily, we could have missed a field goal and then have lost it in overtime. And these are things that you got to look at and say, okay, how can we get better? Let's not make those mistakes in the future. And Bones, listen, dude, don't ever say that we're trying to give the fans what they want and make the calls that they want. You know, we're idiots out here. We're Monday morning quarterbacks. We are fantasy football people that want to say, trade everybody. That's the last person you want making the calls. Hope you guys are having a great Taco Tuesday. And of course, you know, we're going to be bringing you the news on the Dallas Cowboys. Thoughts? Is Mike McCarthy on the hot seat, or is just Bones Fossil the only one? It's kind of crazy. It's Bones Fossil. He kept talking about his nuts. Go figure. Peace.